You talked to me.
I spoke to you.
Right.
And you
and
did
I was
something.
like, do you want to talk to Wack? And you're like, okay. So I was like, all right, let me go talk to Wack. So I called Wack.
I've been curious to this day what you said to Wack, because when I spoke to Wack afterwards,
Yeah.
we had a completely different conversation.
Right. So I had a conversation with him, and I basically was like, look, I could sort of see where things went left because I've been in a similar situation with you, and everyone handles things differently. Like with me, my thing was like, now fuck this. I'm gonna, get my security together, and I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna prepare for whatever bullshit comes my way when it comes to you, and I'm just gonna not talk to you anymore and break off all forms of communication between you and everyone around you, and that's the way I'm gonna handle it. Not to say this is the best way to handle it, I'm just saying this is the way I'm gonna handle it. And I'm like, with Trop Ross, I'm like, I don't think he's gonna handle it the same way. Right?
I did say to him, I'll call the cops on you. Basically.
Exactly.
And he
this
didn't
is
like
what I
that.
was I'm like, this dude's gonna end up getting police involved, and like nobody wants this, right? Like nobody wants it. He's like, yo, this dude said that I extorted him, and that's some bullshit. And I'm like, well, he was wrong for that. I said he was wrong for that. But now we all have a way to handle this. We can either handle it the right way or the wrong way. And what I'm saying is that it's worth it for everyone to de-escalate the situation, because I understand both sides of it. I've been on Troplo Ross's side with you and your reputation and the tough talk and stuff like that. You can get into a certain mode, and I can understand why things start to kind of go awry. So, I'm like, it's to everyone's benefit to work this out, right?
It's like,
that's what I said. Like, there wasn't any sort of like, yo, I'm telling you, my girl was here. She even told me that I didn't get mad, and she liked the way I handled it. I'm like, yeah, but your reputation precedes you. You've created this image of yourself. You can't be shocked when people react to that image as opposed to who you really are.
For me, it was almost a thing of like, look, I know Wack from the media. I know Wack from knocking out stitches and managing the game and being part of Ray J's career and all these stories, and him lunging across to punch Flacco in the No Jumper show, and you know what I mean? So I'm honestly, like, I went between Google and the message he sent me saying he had dirt on me, I thought I was about to be extorted in that moment. And looking back, I was possibly an overreaction, possibly me being a little small town bitch boy that just is reading about Wack on Google and thinking, oh my God, I'm about to be part of some weird plot to like shake me down. And
nobody wants the police involved in just a simple argument.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I think he understood that as well. And I'm like, listen, this guy, if you keep this up, he's going to go to the police. Like, do you want that? I don't think, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want this to keep going like this. So I think, and the conversation, it's not like he was like, yeah, Vlad, I agree with you. I'm going to go fix it. We just left it at that. Right. And my plan was to call you later on in the day and say, listen, we had a conversation. I think I managed to kind of take the temperature down a little bit. But then you called me. And what did you say? Well, you texted me, actually.
Was that after? I think I spoke to you once, and then I spoke to you again after.
You texted me afterwards.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, like, when that was going on, bear in mind, I'd said to Wack at the end of this heated conversation, like, look, I'm going to call law enforcement. You need to just leave me alone. I just want to be left alone. I've removed the clip. I think where things got really tense was I basically said to him, I was like, I kind of stood my ground, but also was like, I've removed the clip. And then he's like, that ain't good enough. And that's when I felt like I'm getting double pressed. Like, well, that's not good enough now. What are you going to do? I think he'd said like, I'm going to take your channel or something crazy. I can't remember. But like, he called me again and I wasn't trying to answer it because I was just scared and I was Googling how to file a police report. And in the end, I was like, let me call him back. And I called him back, and he was just like, bro, I don't know how we got this escalated so much. And I was kind of like, I agree. Honestly, I'm not used to these sort of dealings. Like, I'm kind of stressed out about this whole situation. I'm feeling like overly defending myself. I feel like it's just doesn't even need to have gotten to this point.
Did he mention our conversation at all when he talked to you?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said I spoke to Vlad. That was the first thing he said, and he was kind of like, he said what he said a few times, which I thought was really interesting and like really thoughtful, was just kind of like, look, we were all sat down having this massive moment, this hip-hop legends roundtable not so long ago, for us to be beefing and having this big misunderstanding off the back of something so positive is just dumb. And I agreed, and I felt like for me to make a comment that put him down and made him feel uncomfortable. Equally for him to say he's going to sue me. Equally for me to say I'm going to call the cops on him. It was all just really dumb. And we that second conversation was a really good conversation. And it was almost like we wrapped that up and then it's just got onto positive terms. And then we spoke again like a week after, and just was like, he was just like, I'm checking in, I'm making sure we're good. Like, I don't want you to be scared of me. And I was kind of like, nah, it's cool. Like, I'm glad we can have like a positive dialogue and talk and be on good terms. But it was just like, it just got way out of hand. But what I will say, and I've been wanting to have a platform to say this, and this ain't me trying to say Wack does any kind of nefarious activity, but Wack has the content creators on the ropes for sure. He's got the content creators walking on eggshells. He's got everyone where he needs them to be. I feel like Wack is like the Suge Knight of YouTube right now. He's Death Row Digital. He is. I wouldn't be surprised you might catch Wack like dangling neon off a balcony somewhere and getting a deal. Because like Wack has just got all of the content creators under his thumb. But I'm not saying that he's necessarily got anything against them, but it's like, I feel like he knows how to insert himself in the situation. He knows how to apply pressure when it's required. He's got himself into all the rooms he needs to be. And I feel like when he needs to spread a narrative, if he's trying to push something that he's got going on, he's got all the chess pieces right where he needs him. So I got to tip my hat to Wack's power in this era and how he's kind of like created a really interesting kind of persona of the bully of the sort of modern day hip hop era. And you know what I mean? I feel like look, you got whatever Wack says goes, man. I'm team Wack now, so we good.